Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is Thursday, and honestly, it is a beautiful day outside, but I have barely seen the sun because I am still sitting here trying to process the absolute madness we just witnessed on our screens. Grab your coffee, or maybe something a whole lot stronger, because we have a massive amount of drama to unpack right now, and I am still shaking. And let me just start by saying, wow, I have been covering this show for a really long time, and sometimes you get tired, you know? Sometimes the storylines drag on, and we complain about the pacing, and we wonder when the writers are actually going to give us a payoff. But today they delivered. They delivered an episode that is going to go down in the soap opera history books because the drama was just off the charts. I am honestly a bit exhausted just from watching it, but I care so much about these characters that I just have to talk about it immediately. Let's be real, we all knew this secret was going to come out eventually. We all knew Hope Logan Spencer could not keep her little secret deal with Katie Logan hidden forever, but the way it happened, the absolute sheer brutality of how it went down, I don't think any of us were fully prepared for that level of public humiliation. So let's set the scene because the build-up to this moment was just agonizing to watch. A few episodes ago, we saw Brooke Logan Forrester basically willing this victory into existence. She was so desperate to get Hope for the future back on track, and she was fighting Steffy tooth and nail. Brooke thought she had one. She thought Hope's leave of absence was over, and she decided to throw this massive, grand party at Forrester Creations to celebrate the return of HFTF. And you guys, this party was completely over the top. The decorations, the champagne flowing, the lighting, the Forrester elite all gathered around in their stunning designer outfits. It was classic Forrester grandeur, but the whole time I was watching this, I was just screaming at my TV because we, the audience, knew the truth. We knew that Hope had already secretly signed an exclusive contract with Katie's rival fashion house, Logan. But Brooke didn't know. Brooke was living in this absolute delusion, floating around the room, greeting guests, acting like she was the queen of the world who had just secured her daughter's legacy. And Hope, oh my gosh, Hope was a total mess. She was standing there, sweating through her gorgeous dress, looking like a deer caught in the headlights. She knew she had signed with Logan. She knew she was working with Deke Sharp in secret, but she just let it happen. She let her mom throw this party. Why didn't she pull Brooke aside? Why didn't she stop this before it got out of hand? Honestly, Hope sometimes just paralyzes when things get tough. She just freezes. It's infuriating to watch. She has no backbone sometimes, and I know that sounds harsh, and maybe I'm being too harsh, but you get what I mean. You can't just stand there while your mother throws a victory party for a job you already quit. And then Brooke takes the podium, and this was the moment where you just knew a train wreck was coming. Brooke steps up to the microphone, looking so proud, so radiant. She starts giving this glowing, emotional speech. She's talking about loyalty. Can you even believe the irony? She is up there praising Hope's unwavering loyalty to the Forrester family, talking about how Hope for the future is the crown jewel of the company, and how her beautiful daughter has always stayed true to her roots. And let's be honest, Brooke was totally using this speech to rub it in Steffy's face. Brooke has been trying to steal Steffy's co-CEO chair for weeks, so this wasn't just a party for Hope. This was Brooke's victory lap. She was looking right at Steffy and the crowd, basically saying, I won. You lost. My daughter is the star. It was so smug. So incredibly smug. But Steffy Forrester Finnegan. Oh, Steffy. You guys know how much I go back and forth on Steffy, but today she was a total boss. She decided she had heard enough of Brooke's delusional bragging. Steffy didn't yell, she didn't throw a drink. She didn't cause a physical scene. She just calmly, coolly walked right up to the stage, and she had this smirk on her face. That signature Steffi smirk that just screams, "I am about to ruin your entire life." Steffi steps up, interrupts Brooke mid-sentence, and she has this little remote control in her hand. And she just points it at the giant projector screen behind the podium. The screen that was probably supposed to show the HFTF logo or some promotional video. And click. Boom, the screen lights up. And what is on the screen? It is the contract. The exclusive, legally binding contract that Hope signed with Logan, blown up to massive proportions for the entire room to see. It was right there in black and white. The Logan letterhead at the top, the terms of the agreement, and right there at the bottom, glowing for the whole world to witness, was Hope Logan Spencer's signature right next to Katie Logan's signature. The silence in that room, you guys, I swear you could have heard a pin drop. It was that kind of heavy, suffocating silence where nobody even dares to breathe. The entire grand hall of Forrester Creations just went completely dead quiet. I was holding my breath in my living room. You could see the reactions of everyone in the background. Zende looked like his jaw was going to hit the floor. Carter looked stunned. And Ridge just looked confused at first, like his brain couldn't process the words on the screen. But then the camera cuts to Brooke, and this is the part that I think is going to win Catherine Kelly Lang an Emmy, because her acting here was just phenomenal. You could literally see the color drain out of her face frame by frame. She turns around, looks at the giant screen, and her brain just short-circuits. She looks at the contract. She looks at the Logan logo. She looks at her daughter's signature. And the realization just hits her like a ton of bricks. Her daughter, her sweet, innocent, loyal Hope. The daughter she just spent 10 minutes praising for her loyalty. Hope had secretly joined the rival faction. Hope had defected to the enemy. And not just any enemy, but Katie. After everything Brooke has done to fight Steffi, to fight Ridge, to fight for this stupid clothing line, her own daughter was sneaking out the back door and making deals with the competition. Brooke turns back to look at Hope, and the look in Brooke's eyes was just devastating. It wasn't just anger, it was complete, utter, soul-crushing heartbreak. She looked at Hope like she didn't even know who she was anymore. Brooke's breathing started getting really shallow. You could hear her gasping, her breathing just getting completely ragged and broken. It was like she was physically suffocating from the betrayal. Her whole world, her entire identity as the victorious matriarch in this specific battle, was just crumbling to dust right there on the runway in front of all the Forrester elite. And then she collapses. Brooke just completely gives out. The shock is literally too much for her physical body to handle. She lurches forward, her eyes roll back, and she just faints right there on the podium. She goes down hard, and Ridge, who was standing nearby, has to lunge forward to catch her. He grabs her right before she hits the floor, wrapping his arms around her, yelling her name. Logan, Logan, it was absolute chaos. Total, unadulterated soap opera melodrama, and I was eating up every single second of it. I mean, people fainting at parties is such a classic trope, but it worked so well here because the emotional stakes were so incredibly high. And where is Hope during all of this? Hope is just standing there. She is literally frozen in place, watching her mother pass out in Ridge's arms. Hope just stands there in this state of belated, useless regret. She looked horrified, but honestly, what did she expect? Did she really think she could just quietly slip away to Logan without her mother finding out? Did she think the Forresters wouldn't notice? She broke her mom, she completely broke her, and for what? For creative control at Katie's company to work with Deke Sharp. Was it worth sending your mother into a literal collapse in front of the entire company? I was so mad at Hope in that moment. I mean, okay, maybe I'm being a little unfair because Steffi is the one who projected it on a 50-foot screen, but Hope created this mess by lying. She lied to everyone. And let's talk about Steffi for a second, because we have to talk about how ruthless this was. Steffi didn't just expose a secret. She orchestrated a public execution of Brooke's pride. Steffi knew. She had to have known for a while. We saw her earlier in the week smirking and offering Hope that trap about relaunching HFTF on Eric's haute couture stage. Steffi was playing chess while Brooke and Hope were playing checkers. Steffi let Brooke plan this whole party. She let Brooke buy the champagne. She let Brooke get up on that stage and make a fool of herself, just so she could pull the rug out from under her in the most spectacular way possible. It is cold, it is calculating, and honestly, it is brilliant television. I love when Steffi taps into that ruthless Forrester energy. She protected her company and she humiliated her rival all with one click of a button. But what does this mean going forward? Because the fallout from this is going to be massive. Ridge is holding his unconscious wife, and you just know when Brooke wakes up, all hell is going to break loose. Ridge is going to be furious at Hope. He already considered her a traitor, but seeing what her betrayal did to Brooke physically, Ridge might actually banish Hope from the building forever. And what about Katie? Katie and Bill have been plotting this massive Logan launch, hoping to blindside Forrester Creations. Well, congratulations, Katie. The secret is out, but it came at the cost of your sister's health and public dignity. Brooke is going to go to war with Katie over this. The Logan sisters might actually be fractured forever this time. I don't see how Donna is going to fix this one. Donna has been running around trying to keep the peace, warning Katie that poaching Hope would destroy the family, and Donna was 100% right. And I just keep thinking about the ripple effects. Zende was standing in that crowd. Zende, who has been so frustrated that his designs for HFTF were shelved. Is he going to defect to Logan now too? Or is he going to step up at Forrester now that Hope is officially gone? And what about Deke Sharp? He's over there prepping for the debut with Hope, completely unaware that Hope's exit from Forrester just turned into a public scandal. This is going to be a PR nightmare for Logan. You don't just steal the rival's lead designer and cause the rival's mother to collapse at a press event without the media having a field day. Bill Spencer is probably going to love the press, but I don't think Katie is going to be happy about how dirty this got. I have to say, I really feel for the fans who have been rooting for Hope to get some independence. Like, we wanted Hope to stand on her own 2 feet and get out from under Steffi's thumb. Going to Logan was a bold move. It was a smart business move. But Hope's fatal flaw is that she cannot communicate. She cannot face conflict. She avoids it until it blows up in her face. If she had just sat Brooke down in a private office and told her the truth, Brooke would have been mad, sure. She would have yelled, but she wouldn't have been publicly humiliated. Hope's cowardice is what caused this scene today. She let her mother walk into a trap because she was too scared to tell the truth. And now she has to live with the image of her mother collapsing on that stage. Honestly, I am just rambling at this point because my adrenaline is still pumping. This is why we watch. You guys, this is the exact kind of messy, chaotic, emotional storytelling that keeps us hooked year after year. We sit through weeks of boring boardroom meetings and repetitive dialogue just to get to a Friday cliffhanger like this one. Brooke fainting, Steffi smirking, Hope crying, Ridge panicking. It is pure soap opera gold. I don't know how they are going to top this next week, but I am going to be glued to my screen. Will Brooke end up in the hospital? Will Ridge finally snap and go after Bill Spencer for his part in this? Will Hope actually have the guts to walk out the door and go to Logan now, or will she try to beg for forgiveness? I honestly don't know, and I love that I don't know. The writers really pulled off a massive shocker here. I mean, we knew the contract existed, but the execution of the reveal was just flawless. Alright, I need to go lie down, or maybe I need to rewatch that scene 5 more times. Probably the second one. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Were you team Steffy in this moment, or did you feel bad for Brooke? Do you think Hope deserves the guilt she's feeling right now? Let's talk about it because I am going to be obsessing over this all weekend. Stay safe, stay bold, and I will see you guys in the next update.